Naturally Glam presents the biggest glam night out of the year, August 3rd from 6 to 10 right here in Norfolk, Virginia. For tickets and more information, visit glamnightout.eventbrite.com. Hey Naturally Glam fam, it's your girl Jana, and this video I'm going to share with you guys some thrift store shopping tips that I've learned along the way. I posted on Instagram recently a thrift store haul, and a lot of people were asking for tips on how to thrift shop. So I thought I would just make this video, try to keep it really quick, and then I'll show you a few things that I picked up at the thrift store today. First thing is, you kind of want to understand how a thrift store works. It's not like a regular retail store. Generally speaking, the thrift stores that I've gone to, they're not organized by size. Instead, they're usually just organized by the type of item it is. So you'll have ladies shirts, ladies short sleeve shirts, ladies long sleeve shirts, ladies blazers, ladies dresses, ladies two-piece suits, etc. Just keep that in mind. It's going to take time. So make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you wear some comfortable shoes, comfortable clothes. Make sure you eat before you go so you're not hungry. Make sure you go to the bathroom before you go. A lot of thrift stores do not have a public restroom, and they don't have a dressing room. So just keep that in mind when you go. You want to make sure you go to the bathroom. And keep in mind that you may not be able to try everything on like you would a traditional retail store before you buy it. Another thing to do before you go is to inventory your closet. Look and see what you already have a lot of or enough of. You don't want to go to the thrift store and get a purple shirt even though it's only $1.50 if you already have 15 purple shirts in your closet right now. Things at thrift stores are so inexpensive that people just feel the urge to buy it just because it's cheap, and they really don't need it. I say that because I have done it. So this is a word to you guys: don't do that. Check and see what you already may have a lot of, and try to avoid getting those things at the thrift store unless there's some things you're ready to purge out of your own closet. Another thing to do before you get there is to give yourself a budget. Say, I'm just going to spend $50 at the thrift store today, no matter what, unless it's some type of emergency shoe that you find that you have to have and it's going to take you over your $50. And also, it's good to sort of gauge how much you want to spend on particular items. Like, for example, I usually will not spend more than $7 on a pair of shoes. And I only spend that much if they're a quality brand and they're well taken care of and they look like they've barely been worn. Then I will go ahead and pay $7. Other than that, I'm not going to spend that much. I mean, we are at a thrift store. Also, a lot of people have a concern about shopping at thrift stores in that the clothes have been previously worn. Well, the thing about thrift stores is a lot of times items in there have not been worn. They still have tags on them. They have never been worn before. Or they get items from local retail stores that cannot sell the items in the store. They've marked it down, and it's just marked it down and still has not been sold. They will a lot of times give those things to local thrift stores. And also, because there's such a variety of things in a thrift store, it's not set up like some retail stores where things are organized to kind of go with each other. A thrift store is just, of course, completely random items. So if you're going with something very specific in mind, you may come out empty-handed. So thrifting is not really when you're looking for one thing in particular, like I need a little black dress. Also, when you're picking up items at the thrift store, because they are used a lot of times, you want to make sure that you examine the item very, very closely. You want to make sure that there aren't any rips, tears, especially with something that's knit like a sweater. You want to make sure not even the smallest hole is in it, because of course it's going to get bigger. You also want to make sure zippers work. You want to zip it all the way down and all the way up several times, just to make sure that you don't have an item that you're going to get home and not be able to wear. And maybe that's why the item's in the thrift store in the first place, because it's broken. Even if it's something you feel like you can fix, Think about it seriously and decide how much is it going to cost me to get it fixed, and am I really going to ever fix it? I have a pile of clothes in the bottom of my closet that have probably been there for 3 years, of clothes that I have purchased that needed repairs because I said, oh, I'm going to get them repaired, and they have not been repaired. Will I ever get them repaired? Probably I will. But you know, it's been 3 years. I have not worn these items. So just keep that in mind. When you buy things, make sure you check for buttons, zippers, check for holes, and those type of things to make sure that everything is intact. Because it's not like a regular retail store. You're not going to be able to go and say, hey, this has a hole in it. Can you mark it down? Or you're not going to be able to return it when you get home and say, oh, I bought this the other day and the button is missing. Thrift store is not going to work like that. Also, be willing to take your time and be willing to look through that section with a fine-tooth comb. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to be a long time. No, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be there all day, even though you can be. But you have to go through quickly, but make sure you don't skip. Because a lot of times people will miss things because they just didn't want to take the time. They just stand there and they kind of look and they kind of fiddle through the racks, and that's not going to work at a thrift store because it's usually a whole bunch of things squished in together, and you will miss things if you don't really take your time and look. So don't do that. Also, don't just look at the price of something, but also look for quality pieces. Look for good fabrics and tailoring and details and things like that. A lot of times when I first started thrifting, if I saw something that was 99 cents, I was like, oh, well, it's 99 cents. But I ended up having a lot of clothes that were very cheap quality. Now, mind you, in a retail store, they may have, a little t-shirt made retail for $15, and then in a thrift store, it's 99 cents. But I could also get pay $3 and have an Ann Taylor fully lined tailored blazer for $3. Now that's way more quality than the 99-cent t-shirt. So now, because I do have a lot of clothes and shoes, I go for quality pieces when I look in the thrift store, more so than just quantity and the fact that something is super cheap. Also, if you don't want to go alone, take a friend, preferably a friend who does not wear your same size clothes and doesn't wear your same size shoes, because then you're going to be fighting over stuff when you do find it. But take a friend that doesn't necessarily wear your same size clothes or shoes, but that knows your style and knows what you might like, and you kind of know what they like. Because what you can do is you guys can work together, and they find something in your size, you find something in their size, then sort of like two people shopping instead of one person just shopping alone. So I hope those tips kind of help you guys with thrifting if you've never done it before, or if you find when you go you have a hard time finding things. Hopefully that will help some. And so yeah, now I'm going to show you guys a few things that I picked up from the thrift store today. I picked up this really cute peplum top. This is from Forever 21. It's got that leopard print, but it's blue. I love this color, blue. And there's the back. It has an exposed zipper. This was $4. It's a size small, which I know I probably cannot fit right now, but that's okay. I will be determined to get in it. I picked up this really cute vintage blouse. I love the pattern, and I love the button detail on the neck. I like that it's not a flip collar, which is, typical. See how the neck is? And it's got the buttons down all the way down the front. So I just thought that was different, and I love the pattern. Love the pattern. It's $1.50, by the way. This is also $1.50, and it's just another vintage style blouse. I love the soft green and the leaf detail print on there. It's really pretty. And for $4 I got this dress. Now this one was $7, and then they marked it down to $4. It's just a knit sweater, very light sweater dress. I just like the little stripe colors. I just thought it was pretty cute, and yeah, $4. For $3 I got this blazer, this satin blazer. It's like a short cut blazer, which I really needed one. This is something that I'm going to use for when I'm like going out and I maybe have on a really cute dress or something really sassy, and I don't want to wear like a blazer that I would wear to work. So this one, being that it's nice, it's got the nice sheen to it and it's shorter, I thought this was really cute for $3, right? Then I got these jeans for $1.50. They're just some gray, light gray skinny jeans. And then I picked up a couple of scarves. As you guys know, I'll always look for scarves when I go to the thrift store. Now this one I found, this is BB. It's 100% wool, but it's very light. But being that it was 100% wool, I thought this was worth it, and it was BB, so I could understand the price. And originally they had this marked at $13, but then today it was marked down to $7. And this is a new scarf. It still had, as you can see, it still has the BB tag on it, which is what I was saying. A lot of times stuff in thrift stores still has tags on it. Now this was normal, regular price, $44 in the store. And then I got a similar print scarf. This one was $4. And I'm going to probably use, I could use this for my hair, or I could use it just as a scarf to wear. That's what I found today at the thrift store. I hope you guys enjoyed my thrift store tips and my little thrift store haul. And if you guys have more tips on thrifting, leave them in the comments below for other people to look at and see. Or if you have more questions, let me know. Talk to you guys later. Bye.